I'm first of all, I want to apologize to everybody about being late. I was getting my pep rally speech for Saturday, Bob, ready for the kids. And I'm running a little behind, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm ready. Hit me.
When you guys going?
Okay, well, Sam, I'm sure it'll be a great speech. Hey, with Rocket Sanders, he's obviously having a nice year for you. How would you assess his season so far? It's halfway through.
Yeah, I think exceptional considering, you know, we're all recruiting gurus. I guess we recruited to play slot, you know, and then felt like we needed some help at running back and you know, moved him to running back. And I certainly believe that spring helped him, you know what I mean? And those things, but I think you can see it as well as everybody else did, how much more comfortable he is each week and hitting holes faster and learn how to make different moves and things. I've been really pleased with him. And the other thing too, he's never late to study table. He's never late to meetings. I mean, this guy is a wonderful representative of everything that he does. I mean, he's academics talks about him, training room talks about him. Anybody that he comes in contact with is really impressed by him as a young man.
Has he surprised you with how well he's played so fast? And listen to him yesterday. I mean, he wasn't cocky, but he seemed really confident, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I don't want to, I'd be lying if I said, no, I knew he's going to be, you know, a good running back when we recruited him as a wide receiver, you know, but he did run the ball a little bit in high school, but yes, but again, I think that's his makeup and how hard he works. And, you know, he's 225 plus pounds and got speed. So he's what you want at running back. We just didn't know that in recruiting.
Yeah, Coach, this past weekend I noticed you left Jaquaylin Crawford off the travel roster and Bryce Stevens on there. Is Jaquaylin banged up at all, or is it more of just a matter of what you've seen from Bryce?
No, we just, you know, a lot of times when you get close, like we were in week 6 and you're close, a lot of times if you play the younger kid, he'll pass up and things, but we're going to travel both of them this week. We get to 80, and so we'll travel them both this week. But it was just the fact that we needed to. Bryce had a good week, and we wanted to reward him. Not a punishment. Just we were looking more of rewarding Bryce.
Right.
Hey, Coach, I was curious about Malik. Is there, I know he's the backup quarterback and you got to protect him and everything, but is there any possibility that you could look at him as maybe getting in for certain situations at maybe wide receiver or sweeps type stuff?
Well, I certainly have thought about that as well, and actually even talked to Coach Browse about it. And you know, we just think that in his development, at least for now, that we need him to continue to develop at quarterback, but and not put maybe too much on him. And I understand what you're saying. You're not saying to move. I don't think you're saying to move him to wideout, but are there packages that we could use his speed, you know? And certainly, yes, I've discussed that. But at this point, we've just said, no, let's just continue where we're at. It may change. And, you know, we have a week after this game, and the next game we have a week off, basically from a game. Those are things I think I've got written in my notes. Those are some of the things, Trey, that we might want to look at. I've got about 5 different things wrote down right now that I want to look at in that off week.
By saying 11 o'clock in the morning can be 7 o'clock at night, are you just suggesting that time is a construct, man-made?
Yes, I'm suggesting that your mind is the most powerful thing you have, and whatever your mind will let you believe, then. And I'm saying 11 a.m. I think that's the best time you can get up and, tailgate, man, you can tailgate great, 5:36 in the morning, be ready for that game, however you decide. I think we've all been now. Some of us have been there, and I've felt pretty darn good about 10 o'clock in the morning before in my life. I imagine the college kids can do it too.
Thanks, Coach.
Dudley.
You've talked about the 11 a.m. start and want to get the fans out. And I know on Friday nights when kids have games, it's tough to get them there for the, Saturday 11 a.m. games. But it seems like you get a pretty healthy group of unofficial visitors coming in this weekend. Is that a response to how well y'all done in recruiting and just excitement around the program?
I think so. If you look at us as far as television, we've had great exposure TV wise, being College Game Day, and SEC Nation was here, and a lot of ESPN games, a lot of CBS games. I'm not for sure we played on the SEC network this year. If it was Plus or whatever, hard to get to the first game of the year. So those things help as well. I think anytime that you have an 11-day in advance, 12 to 11 days, knowing the time, that certainly helps too. It's going to hinder your guys that have long travel. That's obvious. At some point, we'd like to have another night game, hopefully Mississippi State, because the Missouri game's already set, at 2:30. So we sure would like, for recruiting purposes and for the fans, I think they like night games too. But we're doing pretty well, I think, as far as getting kids here, at least the list I saw, and the ones I've been texting about coming here, is a really nice list for this weekend.
Thanks.
Sam, last week the production from your receivers beyond Traylon was bigger, and it kind of paralleled what you did with the running backs in the Texas game. More guys doing stuff. How important is that for your room and morale and that type of thing, that more guys are getting touches?
You guys are asking some of the greatest questions. You almost got a good night's sleep too. You're 100% right in what it does for the room. That's the biggest thing. I don't have as many people coming up in my office, wanting to talk to me. What it does, it validates your coaching. It validates your coach, when you can practice and then go in there and have that kind of success with more than your best player, your best receiver, or whomever it may be. So I think it's a big, big deal, Tom, and not only in room confidence but more so in we can show the team that if you'll continue to work and things, then good things can happen for you. And I think there's a lot of value in that.
Having said that, Trey Knox was one of those guys, and he went back in after the ankle. Or how's he doing? And you got any other health updates? Catalan?
Yeah. He's beat up a little bit. We're going to get him out there and run around, see a little bit more today than what we have in the past 2 days. Otherwise, health-wise, I don't know. I don't know exactly where we're at with a couple of kids right now, but for the most part, we're pretty healthy. We've got some guys who are going to be in green jersey today, but not many. It's kind of expected, to be honest with you, Tom, when you're headed into the 7th week of the season in a row, 7 straight, and of course Auburn is too. That you're going to have a little bit of bumps and nicks and things of that nature. And we've got our fair share of them right now.
Scotty?
Hey, Coach, I know I asked you about Dominic Johnson on Monday, but where would you say that he's maybe made his biggest stride since his freshman year to kind of become the back that he is now?
I think anytime you get a young guy coming in, he plays slower because he's thinking all the time. He's thinking, am I right? Should I do this? Should I do that? What's my read? Now he knows what his read is. He knows the play. He knows what the line's doing, where the line's trying to take him. he's playing faster. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He should. He's been playing well. And I think that's probably the biggest difference. He's just really familiar with the offense. He's comfortable. He's been here, a whole entire year longer than obviously this time last year. And he's had success in games. And anytime you can do that, I think you'll get a better player, and he's done that. I think it's just a lot about confidence, and he's in better shape. He's lost some weight, and he's just doing a nice job. I'm really high on him. I think he's a good player.
And just Ricky at center, what kind of value has he brought to your line this year?
I mean, he's the guy. We're a much different team when he's not in there. But he's not necessarily a vocal guy. He leads by example. But I tell you that room's tight. That offensive line room's tight. And Ricky Stromberg's a really good football player. And, he's one of the top he's certainly top half, probably way higher than that center in the SEC.
All right, let me know if you got more questions. Bob?
Yeah, Sam, you mentioned Monday that Dalton was having surgery. I was wondering how that went, and assuming you've been able to talk to him. I'm sure he's down, missing games, but how are his spirits, would you say?
Well, Dalton Wagner, I've coached for a long time, hence the gray and all that stuff. But I'll tell you what, old Dalton Wagner is one of the greatest kids I've ever been around. I mean, he's tougher than old Billy Goat, and to get his finger where it was and still want to play. I mean, we basically said, hey, look, dude, you're going to get the surgery. But his spirits are high. He's very disappointed, that he's had to miss last week and some games and things of that nature. But he's the salt of the earth, man. He's a great kid, tough. The kids love him on the team, and his attitude has been great.
And there's nothing wrong with gray hair, still, as long as it's still there.
No, now that we both have it, it's perfect. That's what it's supposed to do.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bob.
Coach, you were complimentary of Cody Kennedy on the teleconference today. How difficult is it whenever you've got, injuries like Wagner and injuries during games like you've had, and guys move from tackle to guard, and how do you think he's handled all that?
Well, I can't remember the game, Hutch. I don't know if it was Georgia Southern, I think, is when we were playing musical linemen out there. And I knew, because I've been in that position many a time, I knew he was over there panicking like crazy, but you couldn't tell. It was okay, you're ready here, you're ready here. And they continued to play well. It's very, very difficult. It's more difficult if you're not prepared. And we're prepared. I mean, Cody's got to answer a list this long about who's going to be the fourth left guard if this happens, that happens, that happens. And it starts at center. We got to have enough centers, but we're prepared for that. Cody does a great job. He's a great teacher, and motivator. And those guys have been playing well, and whoever's in there. The biggest thing about football is whoever's in there does the man next to him trust and believe in him. And we practice enough that way that the answer is yes when they get out there on Saturday, and that's half the battle, honestly.
All right, Otis, last one.
I'm sorry, Otis, I can't hear you.
I know it wouldn't unmute. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
there you go.
Coach, on your class of 2022 recruits, I know you got quite a few commitments and can't comment on them. That's fine. But
Right.
with the remaining scholarships that you have, what are the priority? What positions are you looking for? What priorities do you think?
Well, and I don't want to be vague. I want to answer your question.
Yeah.
The number one thing is that we wouldn't turn down. We have scholarship. I mean, I think we're going to end up getting to a number. I don't know what that is, but we have we wouldn't turn down a great one at any position, one that we go, we have to have him. But, we're light at the wide receiver room. We probably would take an exceptional tackle offensively. We need pass rushers on defense. I think we're doing well at linebacker. If you went to the portal and looked at some different things, we'd take a corner, a speed corner. And then you go on the portal and you start looking at, are you willing to take a tight end? Are you willing to, take a rush end? Are you willing to take a corner? How about a wide out? There's a lot of places I think where we could help our football team through the portal. And we'll have some scholarships saved for that reason. Not a bunch. I don't believe in wholesale changes. I believe in building the program through the high school ranks, and you just have to win enough games to be here to coach the guys. That's the problem, with doing it the way I want to do it. But I'm old and I'm gonna do it like I want to. So let's see if hopefully it'll work out.
I bet it does. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Y'all were on your A game, baby. See you later.
Back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back for another football season. As always, BetOnline is your #1 spot for all the pro and college football action this season. With a new updated site and interface, even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything football. Head to your website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Don't forget to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of these amazing offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.